Welcome to DOL Dignity of Labor KTC series, Know the Course. And today we have Harishankar with us, a triple E graduate. Hi, Harishankar.
Hello, Mahendra. Nice to meet
Uh,
you.
yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks a lot for asking. And thanks a lot for accepting our request to be part of this podcast. So, just to kickstart, can you give us a brief introduction of yours and what exactly triple E is all about?
Yeah, sure. As you introduced, I'm Hari Shankar. I am a triple A graduate from NITT. I passed out in the year 2021. I've been working in a company called AB English since 2021. I currently work as a senior cybersecurity engineer. Uh, when you want to define about triple A, right? It's everything that has got to do with electricity, be it right from the usage and equipment of electricity in any form. And you can
Mhm.
define it as the transmission, distribution, and the usage of electricity, electromagnetism, and its all related concepts in the form of engineering. So electrical engineers they work on projects ranging from the micro scales, from microelectronics that powers every semiconductor to the largest of scales, powering wind turbines and nuclear power and all that. And in total, the branch and its engineers they affect the lives of over billions of people across the planet. So yeah, it's
Yep.
a pretty exciting discipline to study.
Yeah, that's a great start to detail out triple E. So, if at all we ask about what are the sectors that you have been touching upon, it's like starting from everything that we use, from whatever we consume, like the most important thing currently that we have, where all our devices run, all our communication systems, the basic power thing is
Right.
power. That's great.
Yeah.
So assume if someone comes to you, Harishankar, and asks that, I'm currently at my 12th grade, I want to know whether
Mm.
I want to select triple E or not. So what are the prerequisites that you'll say that, if you have these, then triple E would be one of your choice. What are those?
So as a prerequisites as such, there's nothing mandatory as such that I'd
Mhm.
say it's required to pursue a degree in electrical. But I'd say if you're interested in subjects like electricity, semiconductors, and electromagnetism, and all those related subjects, right, in high school, yeah,
Mhm.
then that will be a pretty good start. In addition to that, Triple does contain a bit of mathematics involved, linear algebra and all that. So again, if you are mathematically inclined and with an aptitude for solving problems and the such, right, yeah, then you'll be good to go. And as such, most of the colleges they do cover all the prerequisite courses in their first year itself. So ultimately, I'd say it's just the willingness to learn that's the most important.
Okay. So generally, people say triple E is one of the toughest branches to crack. Is
Yeah.
it a myth or is it true?
So I did get the same information when I was asking to my seniors, especially
Mhm.
at my college. They did spook me a little bit that Triple E was one of the toughest branches to cover because there were a lot of theory heavy and even coursework heavy subjects that are there. Uh, I'd say more than it does. I wouldn't say it's a cakewalk. I wouldn't say it's very easy, but it is manageable. And if you put in some kind of smart work, and if you have the willingness to learn, and if you have the interest to gain the knowledge, right? And I think yeah, you can definitely work with the good thing.
Okay. So, like across 4 years, you'll have, maybe 80 odd or 100 more subjects in the entire
Yeah.
coursework. But if you have to bucket them out, bucket them into couple or three or four, and then a further division of how much is theory and how much is practical, how do you go about
Hmm.
that?
So yeah, as you said, there were more than 100 or 150 odd credits that we completed in the entire course throughout the 4 years. In that, I'd say there were more than 20 to 25 odd subjects that were focusing on electrical and its related concepts itself.
Mhm.
And including electives, I had to take more than 20 courses to complete the course.
Yeah.
So as you can see, the subject is vast, the fields are vast, and there's a number of electives and all that you can take to enhance your knowledge on that particular branch. Of all these, some of the subjects that stood out for me personally were a few. I had circuit theory, which is a good subject. It comes, we took it in the second year of our college in the third semester. That was a pretty good subject. So people who like circuit theory if they are inclined towards problem solving. So I personally liked it because it had a lot less theory than the other subjects compared to the other subjects, and there were a lot of problems that had to be solved, like solving the RLC parameter of the circuit and applying the Kirchhoff laws and all that. So I personally like circuit theory for its problem solving ability that it had. That was one subject that stood out for me. Another one would be digital electronics that again came in the third semester, and it does come and it changes between the third and the fourth semesters, but we took it in the third semester. Digital electronics was again one subject which I again liked because it is the base for all the logic gates and everything that cars are
Hmm.
in computers and all that. So the basic NAND and XOR and all those logic
Yeah.
gates and all the basic microelectronics that you design on top of it, like adders, subtractors, multiplexers, and all that. I like that subject, and we even got a chance to build all this multiplexers and all this microelectronics from scratch. So that was a great learning experience, and that really stood out for me in college. So and then I also had some other subjects that were of interest. So we had microprocessors and microcontrollers in our third year. Though that was slightly theory heavy, but I did like the subject due to its base, which it is essentially the base for all the electronics that we have currently. So I
Correct.
did like MPMC, which is microelectronics, a lot. One subject that I would say that stood out for me in difficulty,
Hmm.
which I personally had quite a tough time navigating through, is control systems. That
Okay.
we took that subject in our in our third year. Yeah. Uh, for some reason, the concepts weren't really intuitive to me, and I
Hmm.
made the mistake of cramming up and mugging up the theory a lot, and that did backfire a lot in the first few exams that we had. And I did have to take up a lot of help from my friends and from the internet, basically
Yeah.
to learn the concepts from the fundamentals. And yeah, I could finally get through that subject. So these are some of the subjects that stood out to me throughout the
Okay. So, like for all those core trickle subjects, do you have a lab associated, or do you get the practical applications through the lab courses as well?
Yeah, so in each semester there will be two core electrical subjects which will have a
Hmm.
lab associated as well. So the top labs that I could remember were the machines laboratory where we used to learn about AC and DC machines, which form the basis
Hmm.
for so many electrical appliances that we have. We got to work on the practical aspects of machines. We did have a microprocessor and microcontrollers lab as well, where we had to work on building all this logic and all this
Hmm.
replicating all this microprocess using these gates and all that. So yeah, we did have lab courses associated with some
Okay.
of the core courses in
Yeah.
each
Nice.
semester.
And as you said, your difficult subject was control systems. Assume if some other candidate has another difficult subject, like you said, you have went to friends or internet. So what are the
Hmm.
easy references that one should go to gain more knowledge, or get this additional support for any subject of the course?
I'd say if you have friends, if you have friends who find the subject easier, they will definitely be the first point of contact for you. You
Mm-hmm.
can sit with them and see how they learn the concept and how that concept strikes them. So you don't necessarily learn things by rote, and you don't have to by
Correct.
heart things, and that would be moving on. So I'd say that would be one, and you can always approach your professors and to try to get the issues clarified with them. But as always, you have the internet, and now there's some really quality YouTube videos and channels that even I referred to 4 or 5 years back. I think those are always help.
Okay, that's nice. So, as you said, to even though Triple E says to be a toughest course, but if you do smart work, you can easily manage it. So, according to
Yeah.
you, like as you have completed 4 years, you might have planned something, and you want to uh, guide the same plan or a better plan to someone else. So, according to you, what are that one by one yearly milestones that one should have, and in what way they should enable themselves to get a good future out of Triple E?
So back in my college, they used to say at least by the end of second year, you should have an idea on whether you have to pursue research or you have to, or that you're going to pursue a corporate job. And that
Mhm.
really makes it easier to start applying for colleges right from the end of your third year and align your entire coursework towards that. So I'd say keep something like that as a mission. Your first year should be to absolutely explore all the courses, all the activities that you have in college. So that's again very important. Even though the subject is hard, I do know my peers and some of my friends who excelled at so many other extracurriculars and club work and club activities as well, in addition, and while excelling at the coursework. So I'd say both are certainly doable at the same time. As a milestone, I'd say, yeah. try to try to choose a try to choose a path, let's say a research or a corporate job by the end of your second year, so that you can do an internship and do everything else that aligns with that from then on. So that would be a major milestone, I'd say. Apart from that, try to keep your grades good. So anything above 7.5 should be the benchmark that you have, and that will again open your avenues for everything, right from jobs to even research.
Okay,
So yeah, that's
that's good.
important.
So, and as we all know that, post an undergrad or post an undergrad degree, generally people choose the two options that you have already mentioned. One going for research as doing an MS, or people go for MBA. And as it is a core branch, people going to MBA is very rare. Okay. And on the other side, as for jobs, it is either government oriented or the corporate jobs. So, what should be certain metrics that one should really keep in mind while they are choosing this? Like, it's like, is it amount of CGPA that they have? Is it the amount of interest that they have towards the subject? And are there anything else that you want to add?
So, as you said, CGPA would play a role. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
if you want to do research, having a
Mm-hmm.
higher CGPA definitely helps. Even though
Yeah.
there are cases where people have gotten into their dream universities or institutions with a relatively lower CGPA, but that's
Mm-hmm.
not the norm. So, if you're targeting research and if you're targeting world class research in top institutions, having a good CGPA is the most mandatory.
Okay.
Uh, if you go to the corporate side and even the government jobs, you can definitely try it out. I'd say it again boils down to your interest. So
Mm-hmm.
when you choose a job, some people would really want to try for a government job for the sense of security that it offers.
Yep.
So I'd say
Yes.
definitely go for it. But again, the competition is slightly increased over there.
Yeah.
We do have a few corporates, the government corporates who do visit the campus,
Mm-hmm.
do visit certain colleges, and you can even try for those as well.
Okay. So, generally, when people or the candidates who are choosing for government jobs, they see gate electrical is very tough than other streams gate. So, what is the ideal time that one should start preparing if they have decided that okay, I want a secure job?
Right. So, some of my batchmates who went through the grade electrical exam, from them I could see that they started preparation around by the end of the third year. So when
Mm-hmm.
your summer internship is run by in third year, right around that time they do begin the preparation. So that from then on you have around 8 to 9 months to crack the exam. And this
Right.
is assuming that your fundamentals and all your basics in electrical subjects are in place. So then I think an ideal time would be around 8 to 9 months once you
Oh,
begin your prep. Because you'll have to manage your coursework as well along the
true
side.
that.
So if you have your basics and your interests in place, then 8 to 9 months should be around sufficient.
Yeah, that's nice. So, if we go to the corporate job section, okay, what are the top 5 to 10 dream companies which are purely corporate that one trickle graduate would aim to work in?
So that's I'd say that's one of the cool things about the electrical field. So generally in college we'll have three categories of jobs that open for everyone. So one is
Mm-hmm.
software. Of course, you have a lot of software developing companies that come. And then there's analytics and all those related roles like data analyst and data science roles and all that. That
Mm-hmm.
does come along in the analytics bucket. And then you have the core department field. So for let's say for mechanical, you have mechanical companies, you have mechatronics and all those related companies that are.
Mm-hmm.
The cool thing about Triple E is, electrical and electronics engineering is you have both electrical and electronics companies that are opening. So
Right.
that itself makes it four different sets of companies that you're open for. And in addition to this, there are some instrumentation and other ECE companies that do open for Triple E as well. So that makes it
Mm-hmm.
Triple E generally has the most number of companies that they recruit from the branch. So I'd say dream companies. It does change with time, right? So
Yeah,
I
correct.
was there, we did have the top like Qualcomm, Nvidia, Texas Instruments. They were all dreaming for electronics. Aspiring people were aspiring for electronics too. Nvidia, Qualcomm, Texas Instruments. And when you come to the electrical side, you had General Electric, ExxonMobil, Bajaj Auto, and all these other top automobile companies. They were also very good, and people they usually come in the first or in the first 2 weeks itself,
Yeah,
where
that's fair.
applications start. And then when it comes to analytics, we have PNG, HUL, which were most sort of for analytical and supply chain roles. So that is also very much in demand. And software, you of course have the top
Yeah,
fan companies like Microsoft, Google, and all.
yeah.
So those were always the dream.
So assume if we go to only the core electrical or electronic companies, what are the different roles that have been offered? Is it the GET as such, or are there any other roles that would be offered to students?
Talking about roles, most of the roles that are offered for electronics would be the chip designer roles that we have. So
Hmm.
I know that Qualcomm, Nvidia, and all they do offer hardware as well as software roles. When
Hmm.
it comes to software, it will mostly be the embedded software. So that's the domain in itself. That's a separate domain in it. So embedded software roles were also in the play. It will basically be a entry level ASIC or VLSI design roles that will be offered.
Okay.
And if we say when it comes to electrical, that will be most of these companies offer a graduate trainee
Yeah.
role at first, where you will get to learn about the different departments in each company. That it will be like you'll be circling between departments in the first year, and at the end of the first year, you'll be promoted to an assistant or an associate engineer and be posted in one of the departments. And this applies for electrical companies.
Yeah, that's nice. So, as per the compensation, so how does the minimum, maximum, the average of the core electrical companies look like?
Core electrical was back then it was compared to the other fields, it was slightly on the lower side. Of
Hmm.
course, the COVID hiring and all those also
Yeah,
came
that
into the
was there.
picture
Yes.
when we were setting things. So I'd say core range between 8 to 12 LPA, the overall
Hmm.
CTC. And electronics was higher, it was much higher. So electronics companies, you could look out for something more than 15. So
Okay.
that was for electronics, and for software, it's a big range. It starts
Yeah.
from 510 to ranges till more than 30 odd.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
that's the range that one can hope.
So now you have graduated from Trickle and you have been in the market for 3 years. Okay. So according to you, what is the future market outlook for the Trickle engineers, and what are the sectors that one should focus, such that they are up and running in this fast changing market?
So uh, I've been in the cybersecurity domain after
Hmm.
graduating. So that's not really related to the course that I took up. But
Hmm.
again, if you have a knack for problem solving, you'll find that being applied in a lot of things. I'd
Correct.
say the up and coming fields for electrical graduates would be renewable energy, which is much in focus at the moment. We
Correct.
have a lot of renewable projects that are being taken up across the world, and
Yes.
also niche renewable concepts inside like uh, advancements in solar energy and such. And also you have nuclear fusion that people are trying to achieve in the nuclear. Nuclear is a bit subdued in the certain markets, but again, you never know. There will always be demand coming up. And then when it comes to the micro and nano electronic scale, you again have efficiencies and optimizations possible in chip design. So that's again a booming market with the advent of AI, right? With the boom in AI, chips are much sought after, and you do have a demand for chip engineers. So these two would be, and then you have advances in medical and radio imaging and all those associated fields in the defense manufacturing as well. So it's really a wide, it's a wide market for electrical engineers. So there's no one scope. Many of these sectors are booming, so you can have a good outlook.
That's nice to have, great future opportunities. So, Harishankar, what would be your last advice or guidance for all the aspiring trickle engineers out there?
I'd say just have a willingness to learn more on top of anything else. Right? All this, everything else can be learned after in college. So have that
Hmm.
willingness and aptitude to learn, to solve problems, to seek out and solve problems. Uh, I think yeah, you'll be good to go. Have an open outlook and a level-headed mind, and yeah, you'll be essentially college. Do explore a lot of opportunities. Don't be limited to what the college itself is offering or such. Do seek out opportunities in other colleges and look at how your peers and your network is performing, and do reach out for opportunities as well. So yeah, keep it open.
Yep, that's nice. Thanks a lot for your valuable insights and detailing out of trickle. It's great to have you here, Harshankar. Yeah,
Thank you, Mahendra. It's been a great
thanks.
initiative. I
Yeah,
wish you all the best.
thanks.